hold on. We started the game. Okay. Let me take off my gloves. Ah, MrBeast. MrBeast, MrBeast,
Other
MrBeast.
Scandinavian.
The
Honestly,
YouTube legend.
the video that Gotham Chess put on his YouTube explaining the preparation was very well done. If any of you guys want to see what happens before these games.
Speaking of gambling, the predictions are open on chess.com/ twitch.tv/chess. So if you want to go vote for who is going to win, make sure you're putting your points to good use.
All right, and CodeMiko plays d4. So what MrBeast studied with Levy was the line right after knight c3, and he was sharing how most beginner players would play queen d8, but he taught MrBeast the queen a5 line. I wonder how he's going to reply now that, oh, he's going to play it anyway. If CodeMiko had opening preparation, she could try to take advantage of this.
However, I don't think she has prepared specifically against Scandinavian. However, the queen coming out so early is always something I'm like a little bit scared.
Pieces.
Oh, I think we have MrBeast's audio. Let's listen to what he's saying.
Oh.
Which side do we plan on castling?
I think I'm not going crazy. You both hear voices, right?
Yeah, we hear voices.
We'll just throw out.
Wait, is he talking to
throw out this guy.
Miko
Why
or?
not? The feeling she's probably gonna bring
I think
that pawn down. I'll probably have
he's
to
just
retreat
explaining
the
his
queen.
plan.
Okay.
No biggie. We're just gonna not use up too much time in the beginning. I do that every game. We're just gonna take it slow. She's
all right. Okay, so CodeMiko plays knight a3. She is putting her knight to the side, which is not great, but she couldn't put it on c3 since it was blocked. So I'm happy to see her developing her pieces so far. And I remember in his training, he was taught to castle queenside, but he could really go for any side castle here.
Yeah, I mean, Miko's development will be a little bit slow now that her knight is on a3. However, I'm actually interested to see how both players will be developing.
And we are taking a look at her stream. And it's really cool. You can see what people are typing in her chat because it's on her shirt in a area where
okay, Alex. Moving on. I just saw you take a drink of yerba mate over there.
I needed the yerba after that, okay? This guayaki is just too good.
Wait, you got yerba mate? Wait, where's my yerba mate?
No, I just bought some. It's very tasty. Don't worry. So Bishop b5, she's developing her pieces. That is nice. She's putting MrBeast in a pin here. And the difficulty is that he's going to be a little bit careful with his queen on a5. Do you think there's any risk that he gets it trapped?
I do think there is a slight risk. However, there is always the b6 square, and that b6 square is very difficult for white to potentially attack. However, I do like Miko drawing those arrows, just showing where she wants to develop her pieces. I like the way she's naturally thinking we're potentially going to see an attack on that c6 knight.
Right? I mean, I'm actually very impressed with CodeMiko's play. She's not even saying anything, which is pretty cool because that means that the technician who is actually, no, of course, it's CodeMiko. The VTubers are real. No, the technician who's playing is so focused that usually she's talking nonstop. She is innovating. She's making content, but right now she's super focused. And I really respect how both players are handling this so far.
Oh no, Alex, how could you leak that?
You guys, you know what? Santa Claus isn't real. A lot of parents get divorced. It's over 50% now. And yes, there's a technician. Okay, ruined everyone's day. Let's continue.
All right, well, back to the chess. MrBeast does not like that bishop on b5, so he is going to be kicking away. I wonder if Miko will take on c6. I think, you know, that would be a logical move, but also more crucially, b4 would be a really good move here. After queen to b6, then we just drop the bishop back to a4, and that queen, even though it's not trapped, okay, well, that did not happen unfortunately, but the queen could have potentially been in a very unfortunate position.
It is difficult though when one of your pieces is under attack to attack another one. So I think all things considered, Bishop C4 is still a pretty good decision. She is putting pressure on F7, so maybe if she gets her knight on F3, she could try to double down on that. And what would you like to see from MrBeast here?
Honestly, I think he should be playing maybe E6. E6 looks like a pretty natural move, but once again, it's just this development whenever your queen is out so early becomes quite unnatural, and it's just not the easiest opening for beginners to play if you're not following theory, and we're already out of theory. So it'll be quite interesting how he develops the rest of his pieces.
And now I'm gonna get canceled
What,
for
guys?
being a Santa denier.
Be patient, okay?
You know what?
We're not the best chess players,
We're
alright?
here for the chess. And I think CodeMiko's actually explaining her thought process, so let's see what she's saying here. Or it looked like her mouth was moving. I was wrong about that, so we'll just go back to what Nemo was explaining. Trying to see E6 here from MrBeast to develop. What about B5? Do you think that's something he might be tempted to play to try to kick the bishop out of there?
I do think so, but bishop E6 is not the move I would have, not the developing move I would have liked to see.
A bishop for a bishop?
After bishop takes e6, f takes e6, you will have double pawns right in front of your king, which makes developing your dark squared bishop very, very difficult. Oh, and now she plays b4. Okay.
That's actually interesting, because if she pushes MrBeast's queen to b6 and then takes the bishop, her knight can come to c4, and it's not trapping the queen, but at least it's a little bit annoying, and she's being able to reactivate her knight.
If the queen, I mean, a better move than queen b6 right now would be queen to f5, just making sure MrBeast doesn't get the double pawns on the e-file. However, it is a bit of an awkward spot to move your queen. Like, you know, that queen has already moved so many times. At this point, you're probably just like, I really want to just get my queen somewhere where it doesn't get attacked again. So this will be interesting to see where he moves his queen. He only has 5 minutes left. CodeMiko has 8 minutes, so the time usage here is also a little bit unbalanced.
I mean, this is a great start for CodeMiko as the underdog, even just looking at rating wise and the results of the previous game. So she's having a super strong start, but I wonder what's going to happen once she moves out of the opening and the plans start becoming a little bit more difficult, because we do know that I think why MrBeast also put his bishop on e6 might be to go castle queenside. Oh, and he sees it. Nice job.
Wow.
Nice job.
That is one very good move.
Yeah, I'm impressed. He's seeing all of your moves. You're kind of like a psychic here, Nemo. This is great. What do you predict next? Let's see.
I honestly think it's less of me being a psychic. MrBeast is playing some incredible chess right now. He is going to be holding this bishop. Bishop takes c4 will be very natural. You do need to somehow get that dark sword bishop out. If you move that bishop from e6 away, you can play e6 and then bishop to e7 and then get castled. We're just trying to complete our development at this point.
For sure. So hopefully we'll see bishop takes c4. I guess the knight on f3 isn't really at threat of playing something like knight h4 because there's queen g4, but he could also be concerned about that. And I mean, the bishop is also defended, so he's not actually at any risk of tactics here. So he does have to move faster.
Yeah, just a little bit faster.
Hey, I
would
have
be
more time than MrBeast does.
Of Miko's. I would hate to see him, get into some time trouble with only 5 seconds increment. It is going to be very difficult to make accurate moves, especially where you're playing a Scandinavian, where things are very complex because your queen is in the middle of the board. There's checks, there's tactics everywhere. You're not castled yet. Lots of interesting things could happen.
Right, and that kind of goes back to the point where I know he learned this for preparation, and if his opponents play into it, it's really helpful. But if they don't and they deviate even a little bit, it's such a tricky opening for beginners, because you're doing the one thing coaches always tell people to slow down with, which is bringing your queen up in the opening. And he queensides castles. Okay, this is what we were expecting because we know it's what he learned. What do you think would be the most likely good move CodeMiko can go for here?
I think just normal castling move would be just short castle here would be great. Long castling is not bad. We're just trying to get developed, but I do think that with CodeMiko's pawn's already pushed
I
up
guess
to
I'll
like
castle too.
b4, you know? We're gonna see some potential queenside attack happening. So we do see short castle. This is very good.
And
Natural
now she's going to
moves.
bring her knight into c4. So her pieces are more active than black's. She also has her pawns more forward towards black's king, and MrBeast hasn't yet pushed the pawns that would be a threat towards her king side, not to mention the bishop on f8, which is still not developed yet. e6 is still a natural move, but there's not a ton of good places for him to put his bishop.
Yeah, it's not a very comfortable position for black to play. If you do play e6, I think a4 and b5 is going to come straight in. However, e6 is probably one of the more natural moves black can make, because you just really do need to get that bishop developed. You need to get your pieces developed. The rooks still aren't connected. It's very difficult to start pushing pawns because g5 just gets taken by the knight on f3. So a little bit difficult right now for black to make moves.
3 minutes. Oh man, this is gonna be so hard. And he pushed the pawns on the wrong side of the board. You don't want to push the pawns where your king is at. You want to push on g5, but as Nemo was saying, it looks really hard because, you know, it's under attack, whereas b5 attacks the knight. So these are the kinds of moves that come intuitively to beginners because you have a threat, but long term they're going to hurt your strategy.
Yeah, once you get, you know, that pawn to b5, you're just opening up your king side. You might think, but am I stopping white's pawn push? The answer is not really, because after 93 or 95, which is also really, really good, you do have this pawn breakthrough with a4, and the rook is actually on the a file, pretty much aimed right at black's king.
Okay, but how is CodeMiko playing so well? 95 here? That is great. She put her knight towards the center. She is playing quickly.
Oh no!
That commentator's curse, Botez Gambit.
Oh, what? God damn it. I did not see that. Sorry. Oops. It's okay, guys. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I think that it's very difficult to mess this position up, as long as he doesn't, you know, give the queen right back, and just ends up developing his pieces. So CodeMiko actually does have a rook for the queen. It is not a clean queen. There's still 2 rooks on the board for white. Black's rook is still on h8, so technically MrBeast has to get that rook into play before we can even consider this extra queen as an advantage, you know. But in the long run, it's going to be very difficult. Now white doesn't have much of an attack. If we just don't see MrBeast lose his queen,
I do think
a win for him.
that was a great point that you brought up. It's not just the pieces off the board, it's the pieces on the board, and the fact that these pieces aren't developed. I was gonna say CodeMiko also has to develop her bishop and maybe try to double up on the d file, but instead she's also pushing her kingside pawn, so h4 is not going to do her any favors here.
Yeah, this is kind of one of those positions where you sort of need to turtle, just try to play the best game you can. Whenever you're down material, honestly, you never know. Your opponent might actually make a blunder, especially with MrBeast only has 1 minute on the clock. This is a time when your flagging instinct should come up, right? Like you start making threats. Alex has that smile on her face. I see it. Alex is like, yep. Even though she does a lot of bonus gambit, she's still able to sometimes flag her opponents. And
giving a queen up for nothing or very little and then flagging your opponent is an art, one of the most delicate arts there is. Okay, there's no more beautiful way to win a game than to give your most valuable piece and still win by a dirty trick.
Exactly. And I do think CodeMiko has very good chances to do that, as long as she uses all her pieces. I actually do see some interesting ideas here for her. Maybe she could play bishop to e3, rook to d2, then rook to d1. Oh, and she's played bishop e3. Nice. Doubling the rooks on the d file and just, you know, going for black's king, which is still not totally safe would be a pretty good play here, just to give MrBeast something to think about when he only has a minute on the clock.
And if MrBeast is tempted to take on e5, knight takes, queen takes, you would have had bishop d4. I didn't even get the chance to show it because he is speeding up. So he made that move a lot faster, only in 17 seconds. Whereas for his other moves, he's been taking a lot longer. So it's good to see him picking up the pace here.
Yeah, I think he does realize he's going to run a little low on time. And as a reminder, with only a 5 seconds increment, that is pretty much only enough to not lose on the clock. It's not quite enough to be able to, you know, build up your time and
MrBeast is gonna
try
run
to
a
come up
time.
with some really, really deep moves. However, we do see MrBeast playing a lot faster right now.
Although now CodeMiko has some tactics, because if he recaptures with his bishop, there is this pin going on. The bishop cannot move or the queen is going to be captured. What do you think of f4, especially with MrBeast being low on time here?
I think f4 would be a very interesting move. However, interesting enough, playing after f6 and f takes e5, there's queen to e4, which forks the bishop and the rook. However, once again, tactics, 50 seconds on the clock. Who knows what can happen? Pieces might start flying. Anything could happen.
This is bullet chess where the points and tactics don't matter and time goes, okay? It's like,
Yeah,
whose line
exactly.
is it anyway? If anybody is old enough to remember that show, please let me know in the chat.
This
I
is
like
the time where I would pop a boomer Alex joke, but I feel like you're already being attacked enough today, so I'll let you go.
You know what, Nemo? You're like 3 years younger, so you're gonna catch up. You're like a mini boomer if I'm a boomer. Okay?
This is true. I'm halfway there.
Yeah. Okay, MrBeast takes the pawn on c3 and drops his queen. Both gambit, too powerful. Let's go. Yes.
I'm so glad that you got the chance to commentate on this game, because it is the Botus Gambit special. I mean, if there's any better way to like describe a game in one word or 2 words rather, it's the Botus Gambit. We see the queen given back. If
I go like that. Check, and he eats this. And then I eat this. But then he can eat that. Unless there's like a bishop here. But then the queen. Oh, wait. I think that might work. Cause then if I go here, he eats this, and then I eat this, and then he eats that, and then I go here, and then if this eats this, then cause then I can eat my with that, and then I could eat this, and then check, right? Is that? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. But then I'll lose the. Oh shit! Fuck! No! Misclick! Damn it! God damn it, misclick! Misclick! Fuck! No! Misclick! That's so unfair! I didn't even get to try my thing!
We missed it, but he gave us
That sucks.
sigh.
It's okay.
He
It's
looked
okay.
so relieved. He did
The
I'm just
best
gonna
way
reenact
now
what
is
he did.
to just
Maybe not that dramatic,
buy
but you
the
get what I
time.
mean. Oh no, and now the bishop is gone. Now it's all going downhill.
oh no! If Miko had actually misclicked one more square,
Guys, don't worry. It
you
wasn't
know,
misclick.
over,
It happens.
she would have gotten it correct. But unfortunately, she misclicked the
Oh,
wrong
this is so
square.
sad.
But she should keep
Oh,
fighting because MrBeast 28 seconds on the clock.
Misclick.
Oh, man. It
Okay,
appears there's a goblin
misclick.
infestation in my house. I hear the goblin.
Is your sister running all over the place?
Yes, she is. It's a very tough situation that
Well, I
I've been
don't have
living in.
much
First
to
the storm,
do
then the goblin.
Except move my pieces.
What do you think the chances that CodeMiko saves this? Is there anything? What
I don't think it's anything,
Emo?
but never say never. I mean, Sir Dash was playing the other day, and he was 2 minutes
Just
away
shut
from
up, guys.
checkmate
That
and
was
just won
terrible
his queen. So
misclick.
at this point, I've learned
Damn
never
it!
say never.
What a stupid misclick.
A lot of queen gambits in this tournament. Finally, a tournament at my level.
Yes, a tournament perfect for you.
Exactly. Test.com, when am I getting the invite in?
Yeah. What is the invite for Alex?
Yeah, come on, man.
Don't worry, guys.
Okay,
Don't worry.
well, let's
Don't
see
worry.
MrBeast.
Don't
I want
worry.
to see his technique because this is also
Okay.
very telling. I like
Don't
that
worry.
he's just going for the clean promotion because it doesn't take a lot of time. So this is very, very clean.
It was a
Yeah.
misclick.
He's just gonna go straight for the
Fuck.
second queen.
Okay, but
still has
can
7
he
pawns on the
make
board,
can he
by the
create
way,
a
so
check?
technically, if you want it,
No.
you can promote.
Okay, can he
the
do a
rest
check?
Of those pawns
Wait,
too.
let's
They get
see.
8 queens. However, I don't think MrBeast would do that. That is, however, something I would love to do in a bullet game at some point.
I mean, he could do it and then
I
name
don't
his next
understand
YouTube
what is-
title like, I have 7 pawns, but I donate them all to
Okay.
CodeMiko. That would be a fun one.
Yeah, definitely. Just do it for content, right?
Exactly. I mean, he's a
Fucking
content brain. I love to see
Oh
it.
no.
Okay, I want to see him finish off with the ladder. He has so many
Wait,
checkmates
what can
here.
I do?
Yeah, just
Isn't
there's
this
not
a
even
check?
a chance for stalemate because white still has the G pawn.
How's
Right.
this not a check?
Well,
Wait,
I will say
Thing.
it was very impressive how he kept his cool throughout the game, and even
What?
though he
Oh.
was really low on time, he was still calculating, and he didn't seem nervous at all.
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay, it's okay, guys, it's okay, all right?
Successfully
I did one
ladder
misclick.
checkmated. His
Okay,
rating is
it's
now
fine.
700.
We
Exactly.
can try
He's
again.
definitely played a pretty good game apart from
Ah,
apart from
friggin',
the
that
one
hurt.
queen
That hurt
blunder,
so
apart from
much.
the one bonus gambit, which was declined.
That
You
hurts
know
so
what?
much.
There was 2 Botas Gambits this game.
I
That
know,
makes me
I know.
happy enough. But
I know,
also,
I
CodeMiko played
misclicked,
really well.
okay?
She did accidentally give
I
up her queen, but she
misclicked.
almost got it back. Her opening was great. MrBeast did fantastic with the time pressure, so I think these players are really warming up for the
sorry,
consolation
sorry,
stage.
sorry.
Well, you guys, we will be right back with Pogchamps brought to you by Grip 6.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Ah, I misclicked. God damn it! This, I meant to. I meant. That was. Oh my God. No, I'm dead serious. I did not mean to put it right there. Okay. I literally did not mean to do that. Fuck. I'm sorry. I just. Fuck. It's okay, don't worry, guys. We'll just try again, okay? We'll try again.